Do you know what makes a woman high value in early dating? This isn't about monetary value or physical attractiveness, but rather about the inner qualities that make a woman attractive to a potential partner. In the upcoming discussion, we're going to delve into 3 key elements that every high-value woman embodies in the early stages of dating. Firstly, she sets her standards, not wavering in the face of societal pressures or personal insecurities. Secondly, she understands that potential is not reality, and refrains from falling for the man's potential, rather than who he is in the present. Lastly, she does not give in easily, recognizing her worth and allowing the man to prove his. These are the 3 pillars, the foundation of what it means to be a high-value woman in the world of dating. So, are you ready to dive deeper? Stay tuned as we explore the top 3 attributes of a high-value woman in early dating. Firstly, a high-value woman sets her standards from the get-go. She isn't looking for a fling or a holiday romance. She's looking for a lasting, healthy relationship. And to achieve this, she doesn't waste time. From day one, she communicates her standards, in words or actions. These standards aren't universal. They vary for each woman, based on her personal needs and values. You might have read advice in books or articles about what standards to set, but what truly matters is that these standards resonate with you. After all, one woman's deal-breaker could be another's must-have. So, how does a high-value woman communicate her standards? Well, if saying them out loud seems daunting, she can show them through her actions. For instance, if she wants her date to open doors for her, she'll stand by the door and wait for him to get the hint. This way, she shows her standards in action without having to say a word. Sometimes, though, words are necessary. If she's asked her date to call her and he fails to do so, she'll kindly remind him of her expectation for follow-through. If he doesn't honor his word again, she'll consider withdrawing. She understands that a man who can't keep his word on small matters might not be reliable when it comes to the big things. Remember, knowing and upholding your standards is a crucial trait of a high-value woman. She's not afraid to communicate her expectations or to take a step back if they're not met. She's not desperate to find the one. She's patient and confident in her worth. And she knows that by setting and sticking to her standards, she's more likely to find a partner who respects and values her just as much as she does herself. Secondly, a high-value woman knows that potential is not reality. It's easy to paint an idealistic picture of what a man could be, often propelled by desperation to find the one. This desperation may stem from various sources: a desire for a fairy tale ending, societal pressure to not be alone, or the ticking biological clock. This mindset, commonly referred to as the Disney syndrome, can lead to women focusing on the end result from the very first date, instead of savoring the dating experience and assessing compatibility. A high-value woman doesn't fall into this trap. She's not afraid to be alone, to set her standards high, to make him wait, or to be her authentic self. She knows that these are crucial steps in finding the right partner. She doesn't rush to prove herself to him, but instead lets him prove his worth to her. She understands her value and knows that she is the prize to be pursued, not the one doing the chasing. High-value women also understand the importance of maintaining an emotional distance, especially in the early stages of dating. Emotional attachment can cloud judgment, making it difficult to evaluate compatibility accurately. Imagine this: you've become attached too early in the dating process. When he doesn't call, arrives late, or cancels plans, instead of feeling repelled, as you should be, you find yourself craving his attention. This neediness puts you in a vulnerable position. And suddenly, even if he calls you at the last minute, you might say yes, simply because you miss him. But a high-value woman knows better. She knows that her worth is not determined by someone's potential but by their actions. She takes her time, assesses the situation, and makes her decisions based on her needs, values, and standards. She doesn't rush into anything, and she certainly doesn't settle. So, never forget that your worth is not determined by someone's potential but by their actions. Lastly, a high-value woman does not give in easily. Let me tell you, if you adhere to just this one principle, you could potentially increase your dating success rate by a whopping 50%, and eliminate almost 90% of the players in your dating life within the first month alone. Now that's what I call a time saver. In our modern society, some men have become complacent. They're not as driven or eager as they once were. With an overload of attention, they sometimes even become bored. They have a multitude of options at their disposal, just a phone call away, ready to fill any void of loneliness, boredom, or desire. But here's where a high-value woman stands out. She doesn't fall into the trap of vying for a man's attention. Instead, she flips the script. She allows the man to show her why she should be interested in him. She's not in a rush to prove her worth or win his approval. Instead, she patiently waits for him to demonstrate his value to her. In the grand scheme of things, this approach is not about playing hard to get. It's about recognizing your worth and not settling for anything less. It's about understanding that you are the prize to be won, not the one doing the chasing. Now, this doesn't mean she's cold or distant. Quite the contrary. A high-value woman is warm, receptive, and engaging. She shows interest and makes a genuine effort to get to know the man she's dating. But she does so on her terms, without compromising her standards or rushing into an emotional attachment. In the dating world, it's easy to get swept up in the excitement and anticipation. But a high-value woman knows the importance of pacing herself. She understands that true connection and compatibility take time to develop, and she's willing to wait for the right man who's worth her time and affection. So always remember, a high-value woman allows a man to show her why she should like him, not the other way around. To recap, the top 3 things every high-value woman does in early dating are setting her standards from day one, recognizing that potential is not reality, and not giving in easily. These strategies empower her, ensuring she's not settling for less or wasting time on a relationship that doesn't align with her values. So ladies, remember, you're the prize. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and check out our other videos on dating and relationships.